This is sports stuff, betting stuff.
Chow. I had to bring it back. Why not? When you have a week like I had, let's just bring it back.
I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm sure you are.
This is
mean,
sports stuff, betting stuff, the number one sports betting podcast coming out of the sports stuff with Jim and Muff Enterprise. I'm your host, the original degenerate, Muff.
I'm Alex.
and I'm Jim.
Glad you guys introduced
First of all,
yourself.
Jim should be excited. I'm allowed to be the mopey one of the group.
Who lost you? I know that you had a vacation and you missed your chance to talk shit in the main show.
No,
But
I'm not talking any kind of shit. I was talking
I'm
purely
talking about Ohio State.
okay, I was
You
talking
missed your
purely about
chance.
myself. I literally
I'm still in a week of
you
mourning.
brought that on yourself.
You won't even let me finish.
You brought that on yourself.
You don't get to decide if I can still be mopey or not.
Whatever.
I do, and you're not allowed to be mopey anymore. Move
There
on.
we go. The boss has spoken.
Drink your bubbly waters and get out of here.
Michael Bublé.
Maybe if Ohio State drank Gatorade instead of Bowling Water, they'd have won that game.
Maybe. You're right.
I wasn't even going to say anything. I was literally talking about my personal record, but clearly someone is so butthurt.
So I work, and I just want a small derailment for a second. I work in retail in Columbus. This is where I'll go for right now. And a customer walked in, and he was very, very rude and very grumpy. And one of my employees basically checked him and was like, "What's wrong with you today?" And the customer said, "Ohio State lost." And it wasn't like, ha ha ha, Ohio State lost. He was dead serious. I was just like,
And did you feel it in your soul?
No, I was like, this is why I hate working here. Like, this is why I hate working in Columbus. Because they're still grieving in this town, man. Anyway. And like they're still ranked 5. They still have a shot. Nope.
I'm sorry, you just made this whole intro about Ohio State, so I just shut off.
I just shut off.
I understand.
All right, let's get into last week's records.
Last week's best bets. Jim takes away the crown.
He did. That's why I didn't expect him to be smoky.
4-3 record. Jim, get through your bets.
I lost the NC State at UNC. I had UNC minus 6.5. I lost the upset of one of the upsets of the weekend. I had Oregon minus 3.5 against Oregon State. I lost the Buccaneers at the Browns. I had Buccaneers minus 3.5. But my winners, my boys, Penn State, covered the spread against Michigan State, thanks to a blessing from Muff. I had
really a blessing from FanDuel. It shouldn't be for me. FanDuel's the one that set the line. We just happened to not coincide with when the bet was placed versus what the line was when we discussed it.
My pick that I put on the line late, that one 6.5 over Miami because they killed Miami, and then the Vikings, they beat the Patriots, and the Commanders covered against the Falcons.
Well, good week, next.
Good week. I was 3-4. I started out on Thanksgiving night with a win, Vikings to cover 2.5. Then we got into Friday, and things did not go so well as I lost Cincinnati to cover 2.5 versus Tulane. Tulane won outright.
Yeah, they did.
Florida State to cover
9.5
over Florida. Florida State did not cover, though they were victorious. And then we started to get into Saturday games. Oregon to cover 3.5 versus Oregon State. Did not happen because Oregon State outright winners. Penn State to cover the 18.5. Barely did it, thanks to Sean Clifford, which is hilarious. They caught him on the sideline saying, "Hey, we got to cover." This quite literally on the sidelines in his last regular season game ever at Penn State, was talking to teammates on the sideline, said, hey guys, we got to cover.
That's some dog in him.
NCAA investigation incoming.
Well. Oh, well.
Can't do much to him. And in the NFL slate, on Sunday, I took Titans plus 1.5 against the Bengals. That did not win. The Bengals covered in that game, and the Steelers plus the points 2.5 on Monday Night Football was a win, putting me at 3-4 for the week.
I was the loser of this week at 2-5. I won my first two. I came out of the gate strong as hell. I won the Vikings game -2.5. I won the Tulane game plus 2.5. I was feeling myself. And then I proceeded to lose Florida State -9.5, Oregon State -3.5, Bucks -3.5, the over 46.5, Texans, Dolphins, and the Seahawks -3.5.
That's God punishing you for feeling yourself.
I was totally feeling myself. I was pumped. And then all hell broke loose. So that's where I'm at right now.
Womp womp.
Yep, that's how I felt.
Which brings the running best bets records to me, Muff, the original degenerate, 46, 45, and 2 with a 495 winning percentage. Jim leapfrogs into second place for the season with 52, 55, and 2 for a
I'll
477.
give him that. He came from the bottom.
Now he's there.
Oh, I'm chasing Muff now. I'm slowly picking you off.
Alex bringing up the rear, 48, 53, and 1 for a 471 winning percentage.
What in the butt?
In our specialty picks, that's very interesting coming from you, Alex. Given what you talk about in your professional environment. In the specialty picks, the Mike Allstott hit stick pick of the week
Pow, pow, pow.
was a loser. Oregon at Oregon State, Oregon to cover 3.5. It was a loss. We're putting the Allstott pick to 5, 7, and 1 for the year. In the Neil Brown risky pick of the week, winner, 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 winner. Steelers money line at the Colts.
I think that the record firmly is named for Neil Brown.
Well, all I'm saying is that apparently Neil Brown's coming back next season, y'all.
And I feel like we named the pick correctly based on its record. We don't think it's supposed to win, but he keeps pulling it out of his ass.
I won't talk about it. Moving on.
Neil Brown risky pick
Moving
is
on.
7 and 6 this year after this win.
What's WU's record? Honestly, what was their record?
5 and 7.
We were so close.
So close. I will point out that Jim argued vehemently against the first choice, which would have lost, and Alex and I's spike pick would have won. So really, all of the risky pick opportunities would have been 2 and 1 this week if we would have stuck them all against the wall. Because the spike pick was Alex and I saying Michigan, which actually would have been a good money decision because they were a big dog.
Yeah, they were, but we're not talking about that.
No, we're not. Leading us to the Punisher parlay, which
Punisher,
which was a loser. It
I
died
will-
with the All-Stott pick. We're going to cover 3.5 versus Oregon State. Jim's pick was the Pitt to cover 6.5 versus Miami was a win. My pick, Penn State to cover 18.5 versus Michigan State was a win. Alex
I am once again relegated.
has been punished and will no longer participate in this week's after picking the Bucks to cover 3.5 versus the Browns.
and I think that means Mike Allstott's also out, right?
I
Me,
think it's.
Jim,
I
and
think
Neil
we do
Brown.
risky pick Muff and Jim this week.
Neil, Muff, and Jim hanging out, busting with the boys.
Let's do it. Let's go. I'm pumped.
Okay. So this brings us into a really abbreviated slate in the college
Ugh.
world this week.
I hate this week.
Yet,
Bye.
Not enough games to pick from.
you remember, Jim, bet the board. Don't let the board bet you.
But I love that shotgun blast. Now it's just like, well,
Okay. Anyway, college football on Friday night. Not all of these are conference championship games. In fact, I believe the first one is not. Akron is taking on Buffalo in some action. Buffalo minus 11.5, over under 55.5. I believe that is not the MAC championship game. I think it's just
no, it's not.
a week 14 game or whatever.
Mhm. I mean, I think Buffalo wins, but I don't know that they cover.
Yeah. Not really interested in this. Should be. This is probably the one we should probably be most interested in because it's not a conference championship.
Yeah,
That's
you're
one.
right.
Yeah.
Also in Friday football, we have Utah taking on USC. USC
This one
might
I am interested in.
over under 67.5.
I'm interested in this.
I mean, I'm interested as a fan, but not as a better.
I'm locking in USC to cover.
I also am. I am riding with Muff.
So really interesting that USC has like a 20% chance to make the college football playoff, yet is favored in the game that
That
would
could
make
get them into
them
the college
less
football
than
playoff.
favorites. Just makes no sense to me where the numbers are coming from here. Any thoughts?
Well, I mean, there's computers that do those percentages, and then there's betting that is based on who's betting where, correct?
Well, the original line is going to be over their confidence in who's going to win and by how much. Now, if lines move, that is based on betting action
Okay.
and betting money, but that much money is not going to make.
Hey, 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 hey.
Well,
Historically, I don't know if this matters to you guys, but back up a game. Akron last year, October 23rd, lost to Buffalo 45-10.
that was last year.
They've also have gotten destroyed by everybody by at least 10.
That was then. This is now, Jim.
No, I'm talking about all season. It has not been a good turnout. This might be worth.
Put your money where your mouth is.
I think I might. I think I might. I'm gonna back up. That might be one that I'm gonna take.
All right. Because there's not enough games, so you're gonna have to shotgun blast random shit.
No, I feel pretty confident.
Do what you got to do, brother.
I won't take the USC game because I need USC to lose.
No, I'm taking USC. And I hope they win.
Taking USC because I think USC is going to win, not because I don't want Ohio State to do well.
They lost to Utah though. Like, what does that matter to you?
Come back, Jim. It's vengeance game. Caleb Williams, show
That's
out.
like even that honestly motivates me to take USC even more.
Yeah, I think so too.
Also on Friday, we have North Texas taking on the Roadrunners, the Beat Beeps of University of Texas San Antonio. I am going to tail the Roadrunners. Give me the Beat Beeps to cover 8.5 over North Texas.
Why?
I am a fan of Roadrunners.
So there's no real logic. You're just going to do it.
Actually, I think they've been covering machines most of the season, if I'm being real honest.
Okay.
I will not be taking any of this. Thank you.
I could give you, I believe I've heard on some betting podcasts that they've been doing well in the cover situation all year. And if Alex, if you take the next couple games, I'm going to actually look this up real quick.
All right. So our next game, starting on Saturday, is Kansas State versus TCU. Give me TCU minus 2.5 in this game.
You did it. You did it.
I'm biting all over that. Give it to me. Give it to me. Give it to me.
I'm a big fan of Kansas State in this, and not just because it would be a playoff berth for Ohio State. I don't think TCU wins this one. I just don't.
You do whatever you got to do, Jim, to make you sleep at night.
I'm not going to bet it.
Then why even talk about it, Jim?
I've given up on betting Big 12 games, and I've been successful.
For 1 week. So the last week.
No, the last 3 weeks, you
the
jerk.
last week that we have for Jim to
Right
bet
here,
Big 12
Alex.
games, he gives it up. No, I'm not listening to. I don't have to listen to your crap anymore. Is the best part about this week is that I have to listen to nothing.
Right there, Alex.
Alex makes a very good point.
This is the week that I have to listen to none of Jim's shit. I have dubbed it. I dubbed the week that I don't have to listen to Jim's shit. All right, moving on. We have Toledo versus Ohio. Toledo minus 1.5 versus Ohio.
Both teams aren't the greatest. Ohio tends to show out this time of the year. I would want to lean towards Ohio.
Okay. All right.
Like they make a hot run at the end of the year every year.
Yeah, they do. You're right. They usually win their bowl game and this, that, and the other. At least I think. It seems like they do. I think I'm blending Ohio football and basketball together.
No, they do. You're right.
let's move on to Coastal Carolina versus Troy. Troy minus 8.5. I was tempted to take Coastal Carolina here plus 8.5, but I have not watched enough of either team to confidently put my money on it after going 2-5 last week.
Troy is tough. I've looked up some of the scores. I am staying the hell away from this one. No, thank you.
Yeah, the beep beeps are 4 or like 500 against the spread this year. So, oh well.
All of that for that. Got it. Next, we have LSU going into Georgia to take on Georgia, and Georgia is favored minus 18.5 with the over-under set at 50.5. I'm not taking this, but I really kind of want to take LSU plus 18.5. I think Georgia wins it confidently with 2 touchdowns. 18.5 is a big line. Georgia has not been whooping people.
Yeah, I mean, I agree, Alex. I think this is one of those, the past is the past and the present is Georgia's now going to turn it on. At least offensively, I feel like they're going to do more than they have in the past. I do not feel confident enough to say Georgia's going to cover, but I don't think it's going to be as close a game as Georgia has played down to their competition for the past 2-3 weeks.
I'm not going to touch it with my finances, but if I had to gun in my head, I would take LSU with points.
I want to put a crazy theory out there.
All right.
And you guys do what you want with it. If Georgia loses, they're in the playoff, correct?
Yes.
Does that impact how hard they play in this game?
I think they play to win. They don't play to cover.
And I think that's the only thing that supports your LSU plus the point.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think
Yeah.
I think Georgia has been playing to win, but not to cover for a while.
I don't think they have any incentive to play harder than that in this game. So I back your theory.
All right. Next, we have Fresno State going into Boise State to play on the blue turf, with Boise State favored by 3.5 points. The over under set at 54.5.
Has any of us taken a Mountain West game all season?
No, I don't know. I might have taken Fresno in a game or two. It might not have been a best bet, but I've probably taken Fresno since then. I'm always a closet Fresno fan.
Stay away.
Moving on, then we'll go to Central Florida versus Tulane. Tulane minus 3.5. The over under is set at 56.5. Sorry, I accidentally scrolled down.
56.5.
The over under is 56.5. I will take Tulane minus 3.5 in this game confidently.
They beat Tulane already
I don't care. That's a revenge shit.
by 7
Revenge shit.
on November 12th.
Revenge shit.
I will say I did watch some of that Tulane Cincinnati game, and Tulane's running attack. That running back is to me like Tony Pollard-esque. I feel like he has that type of.
Yep. Give me Tulane in this game with my monies.
I'm staying away. Jim?
Next.
I kind of lean with Alex. I think I'm gonna. That'll be one that like squeezes in at the end. I think.
Yep. Next, we have Southern taking on Dion Primetime Sanders in Jackson State. Jackson State's favored by 17.5 points. The over-under is set at 50.5.
Jim?
I really want to bet Jackson State really, really bad. Really, really bad. I don't know.
Because
Just to get on the Dion hype train.
that's fair. I'm staying away if I don't follow any of this, but yeah, the Dion hype train is what you go for with this one if you're gonna.
If anything,
Yeah.
I'd go with the over at 50.5, but I'm probably not going to touch that one.
Fair enough.
Next, we'll move to the ACC and have Clemson versus the Tar Heels of North Carolina. Clemson's favored by 7.5 points. The over-under is set at 63.5.
Give me
Would
the
not touch
undie.
this.
Give me the
Why? Why? I need to know why.
Give you what?
give me the undie. Undie 63 and a
I
half.
hate it.
Why?
That's a high over-under.
Clemson has not showed out offensively this year. And I'm not saying that North Carolina is like a game wrecker on the defensive side of the ball, but I feel like in these primetime games recently for Clemson, they've been in these low scoring affairs. And I think they have a defense that can slow down Drake May in North Carolina.
I think both teams suck. I think that supports the under, but like I would not throw my money at this game. Like,
That's why you're in second place, not in first.
Amen.
Ooh,
amen.
a little spicy. Next, we have Purdue versus Jim.
Michigan.
Michigan minus 16.5, over under 51.5.
I mean, the money should go if Michigan can beat Ohio State by 3 touchdowns. Why can they not beat Purdue by 3 touchdowns?
I wasn't gonna bring it up, but whenever you jump my shit, whenever I was just talking about the records for the betting show, it really spiced me up.
Uh,
Am I
I'm
wrong?
not gonna.
Is
I'm
Muff
not
wrong?
gonna. Yeah, no. Logic would say that they can do that.
I think that they don't play as hard as they played against Ohio State. I think last week was their up game, and that is why I will not be taking this game. But I see what Muff's point is, but I think when you're coming off the emotional high that they just came off of, I think they win, but I don't feel confident enough to put my money on 16.5 points.
Fair. Yeah,
And
I'm
I
up
don't-
for that.
it's not a statement towards Michigan or a statement towards Purdue. It's a statement of they just played like their asses off. This will be a little down.
Okay.
I don't think that they played their asses off.
Oh, here we go.
Wait. You
Here
go
we
into your
go.
biggest
Michigan
rival,
didn't
the
deserve
biggest
to win.
rival in
Ohio
college
State lost
football,
it.
and you walk into the opposing team's stadium and beat the pants off them. You played your ass off.
You guys good? You gonna let me finish?
Blah,
Yeah.
blah.
Yes. Sorry, I was not even gonna bring this up.
Yeah, I'll wait till you guys
Yeah.
finish so I can go.
Sassy pants. Go ahead.
You good?
Go ahead, Sassy.
Making the
Pants.
Michigan Purdue
Yeah,
game
wait,
about
time
Ohio
out,
State.
time out.
Just so we're clear.
Time out.
Yeah.
Before I'm done, I'm gonna
You
give
guys made it about Ohio
No,
State.
I'm not even making money. I was about to give you props. Time out. Before we go any farther, I just want to say if you're not watching on YouTube, Jim is proudly rocking a bold Ohio State shirt. And I love that about him is that even though 2 years in a row he lost and he is sore and he is butthurt, he still rocks his team. So good for you, Jim. I'm proud of you.
I don't think that it's so much that they played their asses off. I give them all the props. The players played well. They played better than Ohio State. Okay.
Yes.
I think that they found the chink in Ohio State's armor and outcoached the shit out of them.
Yes, I will agree with you. I knew you were going to say something about out coaching, and I was going to agree with you.
And I think that when this game with Purdue catches people off guard with how they play.
I just don't think I don't see this being a loss for Michigan, but
No.
I'm with you on saying Purdue catches people off guard. I can see Michigan winning by a touchdown and a half. I can see them winning by 10. And it being a solid whatever.
I can see 14.
Yeah. 16.5 is too far for me to put my money on. But I do agree with you. You're right. And you're right in saying that it's not necessarily the players and the talent on the field. I think that Ohio State was outcoached.
If they have their Heisman running back in the fold for this game, 16.5 for sure. If everybody's back for the game, they're going to dog shit whip the hell out of Purdue. I back that 100%. But if it's just that quarterback that they're relying on,
not good enough for 16.
I don't know if it's all the way 16.
I agree. I think that wraps up college football.
I hope, unless Muff wants to punch me in the face some more.
No, I'm sorry. I just stopped listening again.
You brought it up. You're the asshole in this situation.
First of all,
very, very specific.
If they can beat Ohio State by 3 touchdowns, why can't they beat it? I didn't bring up Ohio State. You did.
While I sided with you, Jim, during that last conversation, I will also side with Muff in saying that at the beginning of the show,
I did, but
you
brought it up again? Who brought it up again? Muff did.
You didn't have to keep
All right, let's
talking
move on
about Ohio
to
State.
let's move on to professional football.
You didn't have to keep talking about him, Jim.
All right.
Signed, sealed, delivered. That's our college football opinions. Let's move it on.
NFL Thursday night football. Bills at Patriots. Bills -4, over under 43.5. So when it's Bills -4, is that the Buffalo Bills or is that the Bills Belichick?
Muff, don't be dumb. Don't be dumb.
Anyway, fade Thursday. Get me out of here.
Yes.
Alex,
What?
fade Thursday.
Oh, I'm taking Thursday on this one.
Okay. Sunday football, starting out with the Jets at the Vikings. Vikings -3, over under 44.5 points. Give me Mike White, Kirk Cousins, Dalvin Cook in this game to go over. Over.
Both?
I'm going to take the Vikings -3, but the over is a good pick.
You're doing both, Muff.
No. Taking the over.
Oh, okay.
I'll just take the Vikings.
I just named
-3.
players from both teams. Justin Jefferson, Kirk Cousins, Mike White.
Yeah.
I know. That's why I was like, okay, I understand. I'm taking -3.
I'm glad. Jim and I are agreeing a lot. It always makes me nervous, but we're just going to roll with it today.
Okay. Next, we have the Broncos at the Ravens. Ravens 8.5 point favorites, over under only 38.5 points.
I like the Ravens -8.5 if it was in Denver. The Ravens don't cover in
If it was so if the Ravens are away, you would like them to cover more.
they don't cover in Baltimore. There's stats on that. Like they don't do
No,
well
I'm
at
not
home.
arguing. It's just a funny statement.
Yeah.
I will stay away from this. The Ravens burned me last week. I am a scorned mistress. I will stay away.
I'm also staying away. I don't until I don't as much Mark Andrews status. I think the running back situation in Baltimore is still very sketchy, and I don't know. Russ Wilson has to do something at some point, right? Carson Wentz can't have more touchdown passes than him forever.
It's gonna retire. That's what's gonna happen.
He can't retire, Jim.
They're gonna find CTE on him and it's gonna be over.
Let him retire. They just signed him to how many years and how many millions of dollars?
They're gonna check his noggin and they're gonna realize something's wrong.
Next, we have the Steelers taking on the Falcons. Steelers 1.5 point favorites, over under 42.5.
This is when I would have loved to take Steelers money line on because I did not think we would ever be favored again.
It is against the Falcons. Falcons a very run heavy team.
I'm not touching it.
I want to.
I'm also
I'll be
not.
watching for the Steelers, but
I want the Steelers money line bad.
You want Steelers to cover or Steelers money line?
Steelers money line.
so that's gonna be lower than Steelers -1.5. So how much do you think they're gonna win by? I feel like we go through this.
They're not a dog, Jim.
Yeah, you're right. We do this.
The
every
last 2 years, we've
Yeah.
gone through this with Jim.
Can I make my own spread in this one, Muff, and get
You actually can, yes.
Do alternate spreads.
I would do an alternate spread.
By what?
I would say Steelers -3.
I'd say 2.5 if I were you.
2.5 is probably the better option.
Yeah, I would do that.
The
Okay.
2.5. Is that as a best bet, or this is like a Jim wants to mess around?
Can I do that?
Yes.
As a best bet or to mess around?
I would do this not as my best bet, but I want to try it.
All right. I think that's fair.
You have the funds to back this up, brother.
I'll just throw another $5 at Muffnack. I'm pretty sure I have plenty of funds.
What about plenty? Plenty maybe.
I don't know about plenty.
Plenty may not be the word you want to use, sir.
I'm still in the black with
Like
Muffnack.
buns? You better start selling mutton cakes.
Hey, you like bunts? You like cakes? Next, we have the Jaguars at Detroit. Detroit favored by 1, over under 51.5. Like everything should make us want to take the Jags in this game.
No. I will be taking the Lions -1.5.
-1 or -1.5?
-1. But sorry, you're right. -1.
I just want now. I want to make sure that nothing changed because we got we got bit by this last week.
No, I know. I'm sorry. -1.
The Jags just beat the Ravens. I mean,
I don't care.
trending in the correct direction.
Yeah, and the Lions are rolling, so they almost won on Thanksgiving, and that's a big thing for the Lions.
That's a big thing. Okay, next. Can you put the next games up there, Alex, please?
Titans at the Eagles. Eagles minus 5.5, over under 44.5.
Tell me why I shouldn't take the Eagles minus 5.5.
I know, right?
Don't have a good reason for you there. Really
I know.
don't. Really don't have a good one.
It looks like a sweet line to me, to be honest.
I don't know. There's something about this game that just seems fishy to me.
I'm taking the Eagles.
Titans coming off a loss. How's the Eagles' rush defense, right? That's really what is going to put this game over the top for the Titans is can they run the ball?
Yeah, but
Because
Derrick Henry hasn't had a stellar
No, he
couple
hasn't.
weeks, right?
Listen,
That's
I'm
fine.
I'm ripping the Band-Aid off and taking the Eagles. Which means, so funny story. My mom ordered my stepdad a new Steelers shirt, as he is a Steelers fan, and it came as a Titans shirt in the wrong size.
Man, that's happened. I've had people say that a lot.
So, needless to say, it was in my size, and they said, "Hey, it's going to cost us more for you to send that shirt back to us than it is just to keep it, and we'll refund your money." So now I have a Titans shirt. I will be wearing it after this weekend. That was the Eagles minus 7.5.
All right, next game. Browns at Texans. The tickler's back. Browns minus 7. Over under 46.5.
I don't think he's necessarily a tickler. I think he was being tickled. No, you're right. He was trying to tickle.
Yeah.
Idla.
What?
The diddler.
This is purely off the fact that the Browns can run the ball down the Texans' throats in this one. I think Deshaun Watson does add an element that they have not had, even though he's coming off of a 10-week bye or whatever. I'm taking the Browns to cover.
Yeah, I think so too.
As much as it pains me to say it, I need to bet the board and objectively look at this, and I think the Browns are in a position to win. And it's the Texans. Let's be real.
Next up,
Commanders at Giants. Commanders minus 2.5. Over under 40.5.
why are we not betting the Giants here?
Giants have been looking like poo bags.
I disagree, but okay.
Explain what's happened over the past 2 or 3 weeks to make you say
compared-
that they have not looked like poo bags.
Compared to what they have looked like at the beginning of the year, they look like poop bags.
I don't know. I think they win this one personally.
We know what to do. You know what
I
you can
know.
do.
I know.
Listen, you would have had another win if you would have, did this last week.
See, we're not always trying to hurt you.
Trying to help you help yourself. I'm not touching this game.
Me neither.
Yeah, I'm gonna shy away.
Packers at Bears. Packers 5.5-point favorites, over under 43.5. Aaron Rodgers has stated he's playing. He has owned the Bears. Justin Fields is still questionable.
That was I own you.
I own you. I think there were other expletives in that situation, but
I was just trying to keep it PC. I think I already dropped the F-bomb earlier in the
we've
episode, but
yeah. I'm staying away. As much as I want to say that Aaron Rodgers continues to own the Packers, if Justin Fields plays, that just adds a whole other element to this game that I'm not comfortable taking.
agreed.
Yeah, me too.
All right. Seahawks at Rams. Seahawks 7.5-point favorites. 41.5 is the over/under line.
Everything points to the Seahawks here.
Oh yeah, everything should point to the Seahawks. The Rams are playing quarterback 2, quarterback 3. Seahawks trending down. It's time for them to find their level again, or at least make the shift back the other direction. The only thing is the Rams defense isn't terrible. And the Seahawks offense has been part of the issue recently. So
First of all, let's not talk shit on the Seahawks offense.
Hey,
Hey.
I mean, the man's telling the truth here.
Man, told the truth here. I'm Jim. Tell the truth
Yeah,
here.
there's gonna be a time where I come into Wheeling I'm just saying.
And kick my ass.
Just saying.
Since Alex doesn't live in Wheeling.
Yeah, I'm safe.
He works there.
You're gonna come to the hospital? It's illegal to assault someone at a hospital, I think. I hope.
It's illegal to assault anybody anywhere. But
Especially in a hospital.
It'll be a quick trip for you, though.
Please take me to the emergency room.
All right, we're out of that game.
All
Next.
right. This one I got.
Dolphins 49ers. 49ers 3.5-point favorites over 6.5.
Give me the Dolphins plus 3.5.
Give me the over.
I think the Dolphins either win or lose by a field goal, which is closer to 3.5. Give me the
Right.
Dolphins.
To me, the Dolphins have been involved in these higher scoring games with crap teams.
No, I'm with you, Muff. I think 46.5 is a low total for this game.
Yeah, I mean, Dolphins are going to be able to put up some level of points, and the 49ers are going to be able to definitely score points on a Miami team that has given up points to people like the Texans.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know.
All right.
I don't know staying away, or I don't know what we're thinking.
So the last game was 13-0 against the Saints. I don't.
Saints have a defense.
And then the Cardinals was 38-10. That's 48 points.
And that was the Cardinals with their backup quarterback.
The Chargers was 22-16. I don't know about this over thing you're chasing.
I'm not chasing. I'm betting and I'm telling.
Do it, Muff.
I think you're wrong, Muff.
Do it, Muff.
Okay,
Do
bet
it,
the
Muff.
other side then, buddy. Bet the other side.
The Dolphins are. I think the Dolphins are going to have to carry that one.
They will. That's the point.
What is that? What do you think? What do you think the score's going to be, Muff?
I didn't say. I just said it's going to go over.
Yeah, but what do you think the score's going to be? I asked you.
I'm going to say 31-27 or 27-24.
Okay, next.
So you're not going to bet the opposite?
No, I have to. I have to beat you. That's the whole goal here.
Well, then take the opposite of my bet and you get 2 games on me.
No, I'm good.
All right, Chargers at Raiders. Chargers 1.5-point favorites over under 50.5. Raiders coming off an overtime win.
I'm taking the Chargers.
I'll be taking nothing.
Ooh. I don't feel strongly anyway on this game to combat what you just said. So.
Yeah, I'm taking the Chargers.
All right, Alex.
Nothing.
Chiefs at Bengals. Chiefs 2.5-point favorites over under 52.5.
Chiefs minus 2.5. The Chiefs are the favorite right now to win the Super Bowl. Why they are only favored by 2.5 versus the Bengals is beyond me. Give me the Chiefs.
Joe Mixon returns
Chiefs.
in this
I
game.
don't care. The whole team can be healthy for the Bengals.
What's
The
Jamar
Chiefs.
Chase's? What's Jamar Chase's status? That's
Chiefs.
it's at Cincinnati.
Chiefs.
Okay, Chiefs it is, Alex.
I'm
not
not
messing.
on his ass all night. I think that they win by at least a touchdown.
Fair enough. Sunday Night Football. We have the Colts taking on the Cowboys. Cowboys favored by 10.5 over under 43.5.
News fest.
Leader of men Jeff Saturday brings the Colts into Jerry World.
If anything, Jerry World wins and covers, but I will not place it because Jerry World can collapse at any given time.
That's why I like the Colts plus the points.
It's a big spread. There's nothing wrong with being on that side of it, in my opinion.
I'll be touching none of it.
Next.
Jim says move on. In Monday Night Football, Saints at Bucks. Bucks 3.5-point favorites over under 40.5. Give me the Bucks to cover in prime time.
No, I've been spurned too many times on the Bucks, so I would not be touching this. I'll be putting some kind of same game parlay down and mourning my losses and moving on. But I will not be betting this as the best bet.
I like the under.
I don't have a problem with it.
No, I don't either. I'm not gonna talk you out of it. How many bets are you at right now, Jim?
I don't have a lot.
Bet the board. Don't let the board bet you.
I'll let the
I
board
know.
bet you. If you don't have a lot and that you feel good in them, just stay with it.
Yeah, good
I think
call.
we should move
Good
on
call.
before we talk Jim into it.
Good call.
Best bets, Muff.
Best bet time. Jim, you get to start off.
I'm not ready. I'm not
Muff.
ready.
That's why I said Muff. I didn't even guess that Jim would be ready. I'm ready and Muff's ready.
My best bets start on Friday night. I have USC to cover 2.5 versus Utah, taking the Beat Beeps. University of Texas San Antonio Roadrunners to cover 8.5 over North Texas. In Saturday football, I'm taking Clemson, North Carolina under 63.5 in Saturday night ball. And in the NFL, the men's league on Sunday, taking the Jets Vikings over 44.5. I am taking the Browns to cover 7, welcoming Deshaun Watson back into the NFL over the Texans, and I am taking the Dolphins Niners over 46.5. Getting into Monday night football, I'm going to take the Bucks to cover 3.5 versus the soulless Saints led by Andy Dalton.
Redheaded and soulless. I will take USC minus 2.5 with Muff. I will take TCU minus 2.5, keeping my Big 12 faith alive at Kansas State. Tulane minus 3.5 at Central Florida. The Vikings minus 3 versus the Jets. Lions minus 1 versus the Jags. Eagles minus 5.5 versus Titans. Dolphins plus 3.5 at 49ers. And the Chiefs minus 2.5 at the Bungles.
The Bungles.
You got to pick, man.
I'm gonna take Akron. I'm gonna take Buffalo minus 11.5 against Akron. I'm taking Utah plus 2.5 against USC. I'm taking Ohio money line against Toledo. I'm taking Tulane minus 3.5 against Central Florida. I'm taking the Vikings minus 3 against the Jets. I'm taking the Browns minus 7 against the Texans, and I'm taking the Chargers minus 1.5 against the Raiders.
And there they are, the best bets this week, which brings us into our specialty picks, starting with the Mike Allstott Hit Stick Pick of the Week.
Kapow, pow, pow.
Whoa, that's Alex's sound effect, Jim.
I know, but
That was really good, actually, together, is what I was going to say.
Okay. So
You guys both have the Browns minus 7, and while it's not a best bet for me, I would be okay with jumping on that.
yeah, because the only other pet bet that I think there's a commonality is Alex and I.
no, he and I have Tulane too.
I would rather take the Browns just because I'm all about rooting for the Browns in this game. Wait, no, I'm sorry. I'll take it if you don't want me to. I would rather take Tulane. In my mind, I was thinking I got to root against Deshaun Watson.
I'm all about taking the Tulane game if you want my opinion on it.
Okay, Tulane.
Hold please. Let me look at one thing real quick.
Okay.
We're playing UCF, correct?
Yes. No, Central
I
Florida.
understand right,
Central
UCF.
Florida.
That's UCF, buddy.
Yes, you're right. Sorry, I thought you said USF. I don't know what I was saying. South Florida.
UCF, right? I understand this is a revenge game.
You saw them play, Ma. You saw them play.
Yeah, but UCF also beat them by 7 within the past month.
I tried to tell you that before. And you were like, but I saw them play.
I'm not taking this game. You two are.
But you poo-pooed me when I said they beat him in a month.
I understand, but I obviously didn't feel confident enough to take Tulane to cover.
Just say yes or no, Muff. I don't care.
Either Tulane or the Browns.
I'm going to say no to Tulane, but I also don't expect you guys to say yes. So that's why I want to flip a coin.
You have the Brown. Okay, let's flip it. Tulane or Browns? We'll flip it. I have a coin. Heads Browns.
Yep.
No, I feel like tails should be Browns. You know what I mean? Like poop.
Okay.
Whatever.
Tails is Browns. Heads is USF or
Okay.
Tulane. It's heads.
Browns.
No, heads is Tulane.
Tulane. Okay.
All
There
right,
it is.
the coin has spoken.
Win has spoken. The Mike Allstott hit stick pick of the week is
Pow, 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 pow.
Tulane over 3.5 versus Central Florida in the AAC championship game. The Neil Brown risky pick of the week.
Ohio money line against Toledo.
Okay with that. That's the only one who has a underdog. I'm not taking Utah. It's directly against my best bet. I'll take the Dolphins money line versus 49ers.
I like that too, but not as much as I like Ohio. I was more of a sure
I'll let
thing.
Muff be the deciding factor between Dolphins and Ohio, or I can flip the coin again.
Well, considering we got to put that in the parlay,
That's what I'm saying. You
I
guys
just
said-
want that to be a pick. Like Muff, use your brain, because I would like the parlay to win this year.
I'm gonna go outside of anything we have here
Okay.
and say, do we want to ride the Steelers money line 2 weeks in a row?
Yes.
That's not an underdog.
Oh, I'm sorry, the Steelers are.
That's not a money line dog.
Look at you! Look at you pulling a Jim.
He did just totally pull a Jim.
I apologize. You're
He just
correct.
Jimmed everywhere.
Just Jim everywhere.
What about the Jags money line against the Lions?
You were poo-pooing that, so that's why I'm curious why you're interested.
Well,
That's
it's a
directly
conflict to
against-
Alex, but you're not in
It
the.
is,
You're
but I'm
not
not
in.
I'm not in the parlay. So if you want it, I won't bet it.
No,
obviously.
no. I will not do that.
I
to
feel
you,
like that's
Alex.
directly against the best bet, and you're right. That's a
Right.
rule.
This is a standing rule. We don't make this worse for the people.
I'm
What was the alternate spread that you were tangling with, Jim? Because that's just almost like betting an underdog.
Red.
2.5.
Steelers minus 2.5.
I feel like to make this a risky pick, we need to go like Steelers minus 3.5.
Yeah, so they won by a touchdown. At that point, you might as well go Steelers minus
No way.
No, Alex, that's crazy. Crazy talk.
6.
I would tangle with an alternate spread on this because that's like taking
Yeah,
because
All
you're
right.
shifting the odds in that favor.
Steelers minus 2.5.
3.5, I said if we're
3.5.
Sure.
All right, let's do it.
Okay, the Neil Brown risky pick of the week is the Steelers minus 3.5 alternate spread over the Falcons.
Money line dog or the alternate. Audible.
Now that we just made new rules for the risky pick,
Omaha.
Go ahead, Jim.
good grief.
Right, Charlie.
Ugh. The Punisher parlay. Punisher. And I get to pick first. Is that what we're doing?
It's either you or me. I just don't know who's first.
Oh God, my bets are. I'll take the Vikings minus 3 against the Jets.
All right, that's a good pick.
I know, but it's the only one I'm like for this one.
Muff.
Oh, let's keep it in the same game. Jets Vikings over 40.
Whoa. This is an interesting freaking Punisher. This might be the week.
This is all the makings for a very interesting. It's all Sunday.
Let's do it.
I'm in.
This is an all Sunday Punisher parlay as well as a same game parlay within the Punisher parlay.
And it's all going to happen right in the same time frame.
Is it a 1:00 all 1:00
They're
game?
both 1:00 games, I believe.
Oh my.
Ooh, this is gonna be fun. They are all 1:00 games.
Oh my. Oh my.
I'm just publicly announcing now that although I'm not a part of this Punisher parlay, I will totally be betting this Punisher parlay.
Yeah,
This
buddy.
will be fun.
I'm pumped.
So you're saying there's a chance.
Okay. There is always a chance. As a reminder, you can follow us at Sports Jim Muff on Instagram and Twitter, Sports Stuff W/Jim Muff on Facebook, on YouTube. Like, comment, rate, subscribe, review.
Poke, tickle, squeeze, hug.
Well,
Love.
we're not Deshaun here. We're not Deshaun here.
Well, I didn't with consent. You may poke. We consent to your pokes and your tickles and your hugs and your squeezes.
Right.
Just don't
Remember,
crash
subscribe
that
to the
nuts.
YouTube channel, hit the bell, do all the things. We're looking for that subscriber number to go up, 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 because we will be having giveaways at 100 subscribers.
We will.
Help this go to the moon.
How bad would you feel if you're like number 101? You don't get to be in.
Well,
Actually,
if it
I
happens
actually-
before we do a
I
drawing,
actually don't know if that's a thing at all, but you don't want to risk it. You better be in there before 101.
be in there. Because whenever this ship gets to the moon, past the moon,
Don't be Mr.
to other
Forgettable.
planets, to other moons of other planets, to the rings.
Don't be Mr.
From the
Insane.
windows to the walls.
To the sweat drip down my muff. Keep going.
Lizzo tells us
It's about damn time.
to the window.